Hey, what is up, everyone? So today I decided to come for a drive in Angeles Crest, and then for most of my videos I usually come to Angeles Crest. It's literally 10-15 minutes away from my house where I live, and the place is it's one of my favorite places to be as a car enthusiast. I love it. Usually just come here for a short drive, then park somewhere, start filming the video. So here's one of them. So today, as far as you know, my type of my contents are, I ask my followers and people that watch my videos to comment below regarding the cars they want me to review. So today is in the videos I'm going to talk about one of the cars that one of my followers on Instagram asked me to review and talk about. It's one of the brands that's honestly one of the most exciting brands, I would say it this way. Its product has grown so much, it's got so much popularity, and I was gonna give the name away of the brand, but not yet. So what I want you to do is pause the video, comment down below what brand you think I'm gonna be talking about, and we'll go from there. So I'll give you 3 seconds. Just 1, 2, and 3. So the brand I'm gonna talk about, it went from cars. It went from making bicycles to cars that were very cheap and unreliable and unsafe, to cars that didn't even have airbags, and now it's one of the best-selling cars in the world. I'm talking about Kias. So as far as you know, Kia has come a very long way worldwide, United States, in Korea, you name it. So this brand started in 1944. It was one of the first, I would say one of the first. No, it was the first. It was actually, they actually built the first bicycle in Korea in 1944. And as the production grew, they started to making little cars. I would say like little tricycles and small compact pickup trucks. You know, as you probably seen them like Honda and Subaru and Daihatsu have their little JDM compact pickup trucks. That's where it started at. Their first car, I would say the first car, they made small pickup trucks, tiny tricycles and stuff before. But in 1970, they actually made the first pickup truck, which was the name Brisa. So that was just their kind of entrance to the car industry. And then as they grew, they can't ignore the fact that USA has the biggest car market in the world. I'm not saying the best. I'm not saying we have the best cars, but it has the biggest market for any car manufacturer in the world. So in 1990s, 1980s, 1970s, there wasn't so many brands to buy from, especially in 70s and 80s. It was mostly American cars on the street, and Europeans, Japanese just started to entering the market, and Korean cars did not want to fall behind it. So 1994, Kia enters the US market with hopes to introduce their value, I would say, as a value brand, making cheaper cars. We're not hiding this. They were cheap cars. There were cars that had no airbags. It had terrible design. Everything was squeaky, rattly. Some of the cars were under $5,000 to buy. It was so bad that you could literally go into the glove compartment, get your pen and notepad without opening the glove compartment, because there's such a large gaps in the panels. It was bad, the build quality, everything. So I don't know if that was the reason or not, but brand had a lot of issues in the United States and worldwide selling, and they went bankrupt actually. So 1994, they're entering the US market. 1997, they declared bankruptcy. So after they declared the bankruptcy, it was pretty much a hot pie to get. So Ford and Hyundai, those two big automakers back then, they start bidding on this company. They start trying to get what to get. They start, for the Korean government back then, they wanted Ford to get the Kia brand, because they thought if domestic car company comes and buys our not product but our cars, it will be better for the market. But Hyundai wins the bid and they buy the company for $912 million. So when they bought the company, they used to own over 50% of its stakes, but now the stakes went down to 33%. And after that, so the main reason for Kia was Well, they had no money, and then they needed help. They needed engineers, they needed car parts, they needed car sharing. They needed someone to kind of help them invest into them and move the ideas forward, which Kia as a brand couldn't do it by themselves, because they were just not known enough. People weren't buying those cars, so they're going through very difficult times. So after Hyundai bought it, they started sharing platforms and parts with Hyundai brand and product, and that helped Kia a lot. As far, probably you know right now, if there's Hyundai Sonata, Kia K5, which was Kia Optima back then. There is Palisade and Telluride, same exact cars. Yeah, well, Hyundai Elantra, and then Kia is going to change the name. I would say Kia K3, but as far as that, it's Kia Forte. So they share a lot of platforms and a lot of parts. Also, I used to work for the brand, so when we needed Hyundai parts, we would literally just walk across, get the same part from Kia, come back in. It was exact the same thing. You get the same warranty, you get the same maintenance coverage. So warranty, by the way, that was one of the reasons why Hyundai and Kia stay afloat in early 2000s, mid 2000s, because no one believed in the brand. They did not have, think of it this way, from 1999 to 2004 in JD Power ranking, Kia was one of the lowest rated brands ever. It was either last place or one before the last. No one believed in those cars. So they came up with the idea to offer a 10 years 100,000-mile warranty, to tell people, like, if you don't believe in our products, we do believe in our products. So this is the warranty. Buy it and we'll prove it to you. Which, that's a totally different story if they proved it or not. But so that was one of the reasons why people started to buy the cars and started to believe in them. But they're still very cheap and affordable cars. They are even now. You can get a brand new, let's say, a launcher under $20,000, which is, think of it this way: you buy under $20,000, you get first 3 years for free maintenance, 5 years 60 bumper to bumper, 10 years 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, which no one else could offer that in the market for that little amount of money. So they come up with very interesting cars. In late 2010s, Kia comes up with the Optima, which Optima, the first came out back then, was just a regular sedan, nothing special about it. But when they hired Peter Schreier, German designer, person that designed the unique Audi TT, he brings life to Kia Optima. That car looked sharp, looked sporty, and it was talking business. That car was so good when you looked at it. I remember my job at the car wash. That car pulled up. This was 2012, 13. So this car pulls up, and I was like, what is this car? And I spoke with the person. He's like, yeah, this is the new Kia Optima. I'm like, Kia, what? So yeah, it was the new Kia Optima. I sat inside the car. I was like, the options, they had leather seat, it had the ventilated seats in the front, they had rear heated seats. I was amazed by that car. And that's when the brand started growing, and they invested a lot into the design. Kia Sorento became better looking car. Kia Forte was growing. They had Forte Coupe, that offered Forte Coupe. So brand was trying everything. They're also trying to do everything to attract more of, I would say, younger people. Do we not all remember the hamster commercial? How fun was that? Okay, you don't. Obviously, Kia Soul is probably the only vehicle in the world that does not have a soul, nor character, nor personality. But it was cool. It was cool seeing those commercials, and you kind of like, what the hell is this? What is this little car? It's not a hatchback, not a crossover, not a liftback. What is this car? So they start making something cool, something that can actually represent the brand and make people remember it. And after that, brand has grew. They invested over $1 billion, almost $1.5 billion into their factories, into their testing centers. Yes, they have a vehicle proving grounds in Mojave Desert where they test. They have a racetrack and they have an off-road course. Obviously, off-road course, I don't say it's gonna cross Mojave Desert. I'm not saying it's gonna climb rocks in Utah, but what I'm trying to say is for their crossovers and SUVs with all-wheel drive system, they will do the bare minimum. I had a Hyundai Santa Fe and did just fine, which what I love about it. So Hyundai and Kia, they have a button on the panel. When you push it, it activates the rear axle. So your rear wheels, you have all-wheel drive system on. Unlike in, let's say, if you have a Honda CR-V, unless your front wheels are spinning and losing traction, the rear ones aren't connecting. So by the time your front loses traction, rear ones are connecting, might be too late, which that's a stupid system. So all that is good. Everything I mentioned above regarding the investment, regarding them combining with Hyundai in late 90s, everything proved to the world that Hyundai can and Hyundai will be one of the best brands your money can buy in the world as of right now. So Hyundai needed an investment a lot in SUVs. They came out with a new Sportage. If you know current generation Sportage, it's a very nice looking SUV. Even has like a matte gray color that looks just fantastic, and that's something I've only seen in luxury brands such like Mercedes-Benz and BMW they offer. So Sportage is the longest lasting name for Kia in the USA, and it's still carrying it. They came up with Kia Sorento redesigned, which honestly the 2025 redesign, I don't like it. I don't like this orange stripes. It kind of reminds me of Cadillac type of vertical lights. I don't like it. It looks weird. But the biggest game changer for Kia was the Kia Telluride. It has a 6-cylinder. It looks cool. I love I forgot the name for it, so I'm gonna go very basic. I like the orange daytime running lights, the little square in the headlight. I think that looks cool. That looks much better than white ones. Amber, yes, amber daytime running lights. They look so amazing. So that was the definitely game changer for Kia, because US market is growing and its SUVs are growing and growing. Unfortunately, I'm more of a station wagon and hot hatch type of a person. I love those two cars, but that's a different story. We're not talking about me, we're talking about Kia and what we think about it. So as far as right now, Kia Telluride production was doubled. That car is one of the only cars in US market that still sells above MSRP, because everyone wants that car. It's cheap to maintain. It doesn't cost a lot. You get leather seats, you get suede sunroof, you can get X Pro, which gives you like all-wheel drive system, and it's not an off-road, guys. It's just a package that makes you think you can go off-road, which looks good, but yeah, it doesn't go. It's not an off-road package. Yeah, it's not a Land Rover, nor it's a Jeep. So it has 3-row. It has a 6-cylinder 3.5 V6. It has a 6-cylinder 3.5 liter engine, and it also has towing capacity, and it feels luxury in it. It's full with option that makes it feel like you're driving something way more expensive than Kia. So that car killed the market. That and Hyundai Palisade, which they're same thing. They're identical cars, just in a different shell. So those two cars, they killed the market. And the most interesting thing, that the brand is keep innovating. They're not stopping. So their Kia EV6 GT was the performance car and also EV car of the year, which it's just crazy how fast that car is. Hyundai Ioniq 5N. So I was watching the list, which is again it's the same car, so that's why I'm combining it. Hyundai Ioniq 5N, it's one of the fastest cars, not supercar, but cars on the Nürburgring. That car was faster than the C63 AMG Black Series. Will you believe that? If I told you 10 years ago Hyundai is gonna come up with the electric hatchback that's gonna beat C63 AMG on the racetrack, well, no one would ever believe that. That's just crazy. So that tells you a lot about the brand. The brand that in the early 90s did not exist, in late 90s went bankrupt, in early 2000s was rejected by everyone. No one wanted to buy. Right now is one of the best selling cars in the world, one of the best looking cars, one of the safest and most innovating. And I think you get the best, one of the best cars for its price. So think twice before you go buy a Honda or Toyota, before you get into your boring Highlander, because I'm sorry, but Toyotas are also really boring, and they feel super outdated. You guys, a month ago we got a rental car, Toyota Highlander, from, doesn't matter from who. So my dad's car broke down. I was in the shop, they gave us a rental car. It was Toyota Highlander and a limited package. So that car has a huge panel on the dash, and the screen was size of an iPhone. And I kid you not, you need an IT degree and a knowledge to connect your phone. Every single time you get in the car, it's asking for a phone connection. That car was terrible, and the screen, everything, the cluster, everything feels outdated. Like the car was protected 10 years ago, but it was a brand new car given to us. So Kia and Hyundai will be beating Honda and Toyota until those two manufacturers realize that these cars are way too good. So thanks for watching my video again, guys. I can't wait for the new video to come out soon. I'm working on it already, and we'll talk about much more. If you have any contests for me to talk about, please comment down below this video. Thank you so much.